Alright guys, I'm going to show you this because I think it's extremely important. It's about, oh my gosh, I forgot the word. Artificial sweeteners and how bad they are. And yeah, just watch it.
Something many of us use to try and cut calories, but research shows that it doesn't seem to help. The number one habit that could be making you fat is that you use artificial sweeteners. Think about that. This right here is the amount of artificial sweetener consumed by the average American. You see, it's 24 pounds. 24 pounds a year of material that we consume to avoid eating sugar. So, Dr. O, why do some folks think that consuming artificial sweeteners might actually be making us heavier?
Well, some researchers believe that it actually could disrupt our regulatory systems that controls hunger. And so one of the things is that your body is expecting calories, and it doesn't get them through our zero-calorie sweeteners, and so you start to crave foods. The other thing is it desensitizes our taste buds.
So I was curious about these hypotheses. So take a look at what will happen when we set up a hidden camera experiment to explore this idea.
Once again, we brought in two groups of people. The first, people who prefer regular sugar to artificial sweeteners. The second, the opposite. Once more, the premise was to watch our show and share their comments. We bought two cakes, exactly the same, except for the color of the frosting to differentiate between the two groups. Both were made with regular sugar. The purpose? To see if people who use artificial sweeteners, who are used to a super sweet taste, will eat more cake because their taste buds are desensitized and they're not getting the same satisfaction. The first group arrived. These are the people who use real sugar. Each person is given a piece of cake, all the same size. How much would they eat? As we watched, people did eat the cake, but quite a few took only a bite or two. And two people didn't have any at all.
No, thank you.
Next, the group that regularly uses artificial sweeteners was brought in. Would they eat more? This time, every person in the group tried the cake. 75% ate at least half of their piece, and 3 finished the entire slice. Overall, we found our theory right on. The people who use artificial sweeteners ate more than twice as much cake.
Monique and Vicky from our experiment down here. Monique, let's start off with you. Then you use artificial sweeteners routinely. So what did the cake taste like to you?
It didn't taste sweet. And I was surprised because I'm used to eating cake and I won't eat the frosting because the frosting is too sweet. This cake, I thought maybe the experiment was that you were using artificial sweetener because it did not taste sweet to me.
Didn't appeal to your taste buds. And Vicky, you never use artificial sweeteners?
Never.
Is that correct? Right. And what did the cake taste like to you?
Super sugary sweet.
Huh. Now that's amazing to me, that you have that much of a difference sitting in the same room. And it probably explains one of the things that we observed, right? That you eat a lot of different amounts of the cake. So one of the problems with artificial sweeteners is that we don't realize how much we are actually eating, because often it's hidden. So you may not even realize that you're having so much in your diet. So if you're numbing up your taste buds, you're not going to appreciate that the cake didn't taste good because you just have had something that had sweeteners in it because you weren't looking out for it. So Dr. Rowe, what are some surprising sources of artificial sweeteners in our diet?
Well, Dr. Oz, it's funny because you find artificial sweeteners in foods that you wouldn't expect to. Baby food even. Vitamins. Everyday foods that we eat that you don't even expect to be sweet or to be sweet with anything, you find them as well. So hidden is the key word.
So I'm going to give you guys a couple names. Words that I think you want to remember. Now, some of these names for artificial sweeteners I hope you're familiar with. Right? These are the main ones: saccharin, aspartame, and sucralose. You've all heard those. There are 2 others that you may not have heard of. There was one called neotame. It's very stable at high temperatures. They put it in baked goods a lot. And asulfate, which is found in a lot of diet sodas these days. They usually put it on the label. They'll tell you that it's there. So Dr. Rowe, if you're getting any of these sources of artificial sweeteners, what is a smart way to try to break that habit?
I think a smart way is to combine 1 teaspoon or half a teaspoon of your preferred sweetener with a teaspoon of raw sugar, and then wean yourself eventually off of the artificial sweetener.
I happen to think sugar is a pretty reasonable alternative because it doesn't have that many calories, but we've got a couple other options as well. Some of these are super sweet, so we have to be thoughtful about them. Honey, agave is very popular these days. But, there's one I had not heard of before that Dr. Rowe brought to my
See,
attention.
agave was on there. That stuff is
Sugar
awesome.
made from, as it suggests, coconut sap, and it has a low glycemic index. So, and you can use it the same as you would sugar, natural sugar.
Now, again, they're natural, and some of them are sweeter than table sugar. So because they're sweeter, you can get away with using less of them, which is one of the reasons that they make a difference, because the calories still a calorie. No cheating the system. So, Monique, would you be willing to try these?
Sure.
We'll take them home with you?
Okay.
All right. And I love the idea, Dr. Rowe, of mixing it up. Just sort of getting yourself in the right pattern. And I must say, it floored me to think that it would affect our taste buds in a way that might make us eat more when we actually tasted food that had real sugar in it. Dr. Rowe, thank you for joining us. All of my guests, I appreciate you being here. Next, the hidden danger.
Yeah, so that was very surprising to me, and I'm definitely going to have to try that coconut sap. That looks really good. But please, please, please watch out for that, because that can totally ruin a diet that we think is really good for us, but we're actually eating all of this unwanted fake sugar that's making us even more hungry and eating even more than what we would have before. So thanks for watching. Bye, guys.